Hey Pisces, how's it going, my friends? How are you? All right, so these are the final of the September readings I'm coming to. This is an intuitive tarot, so it doesn't necessarily look like traditional tarot. It's just the messages that come through the intuition for this Alta Love community. I hope that you guys have had a nice summer. It's certainly been intense over here. Okay, so what I'm getting is like you're coming out of some battle energy. There's two fives, the Five of Wands in reverse and the Five of Swords. So like some of you have really been in like the crux of it. Um, and that has been ultimately limiting that feeling of moving forward. And it feels like there's been like maybe some bad judgment calls, some bad decisions, and or what would appear to be things not going in your favor. And yet what comes out of that is the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like for you guys, overcoming this sense of loss and overcoming and or having these negative judgment calls is still actually rising you into your sovereignty, and it's allowing you to step out of any kind of defense mode. You're coming away from loss and you're coming out of cycles of emotional abuse. This King of Cups in the reverse almost always feel like the nobility and or the character cards, the people cards. When they're in the reverse, they're the shadow aspect, the distorted aspect. So you're really rising out of the Five of Cups, the Five of Swords, all this sort of like that middle, a real intense bit of a transformation when there's a lot of maybe inner battling going on and extraneous circumstances which feel like a battle, like you're never moving forward. The Chariot in reverse, the Judgment in reverse. Things are not going your way, things are not going in your favor. And yet really the central card in this reading is this Nine of Pentacles here, which is sovereignty, which is, I often think of Saint Francis of Assisi, like really being connected to nature, connected to the elements, and totally in your sovereign power, where you don't need to defend yourself anymore. The Seven of Wands in the reverse, and also the Four of Cups in the reverse as well. So I feel like you rising into your sovereignty and owning your power in totality is going to help you move forward and take a new beginning, take an offer that's coming from the heavens. If you stay in your defense mode, you won't be able to see these new offers because there's been a lot of loss. There's been a lot of, yeah, just loss, not being able to move forward, feeling like things aren't going your way, being involved with people who don't have your best interests. The King of Cups in reverse, that could be Queen of Cups in reverse if you're a dude or that way inclined. Yeah. So this card's come up here as another element to that Nine of Pentacles, where you really are flowering. You're birthing like a new part of yourself, something a little bit more dynamic, something a little bit more beautiful. And I'm hearing for this card that you're walking away from a feeling of greed, and you're walking away from the people that you feel in your life are greedy. Ultimately, the people that like always tight, holding on to all their possessions, always looking over their back and in fear. And that could be also that when we relinquish those aspects of self, so we're letting go of like a drive to have lots, and instead we're flowering a new level of consciousness. We're birthing a new sense of sovereignty from within. So this to me feels like a fresh clean slate for all y'all. I think because there's been like there's the major arcanas here in the Judgment and the Chariot, right? And those are both stunted. Those feel like things not going in our favor, an inability to move forward because we're stuck in this battling energy. And yet I do feel that the battle is won. I feel that a lot of you, you've ventured into the void. You've gone through this darkness tunnel of loss, of grieving. You know, we may have lost some people, we may have lost some of our possessions, we may have had to mourn that and release that, even when we're letting go of cycles of abuse, right? And manipulation. If we're having that recurring theme and residue, if we're working through those aspects of just emotional abuse, betrayal, all that kind of stuff, then you've gone through the darkness tunnel of the void and the nothingness, and that is ultimately rising you, birthing you into this new sovereign self. And she's got all her pentacles, you know, she's got everything she needs, and ultimately she's a divine flower, right? She's creating something new for herself, rising out of all these energies of defensiveness, of always looking at the loss, always looking at the sad stuff. Well, as you move forward, you're letting go of that. You're letting go of the defense mode. You're letting go of basically having to heal the shadow and focus on all the negative stuff, or focus on all the things that didn't go your way in the past. Those were all cycles, and hence the 2 5s, like these maybe two transformational cycles or repeat patterns that kept coming forward, that you're having to essentially work out from within and dissolve, and then rise yourself into this new epic sovereign being. Again, releasing all sense of defensiveness, all sense of loss, and ultimately just starting a brand new adventure. Yeah. And this child is like, obviously it's like a healed inner child aspect, and moving into the light, moving into like your full color spectrum as the divine self, as the, you know, as the innocent. This is almost like a fool card as well. Like, you're just the innocent child embarking on this new adventure, knowing full well this is also affirming to me a sense of trust. You know, trust that the pentacles, the resources, everything you need is really just at your fingertips, is at your disposal. You flowering this sense. This is the element as well, the Virgin, right? The Virgin, the Virgo that we're in right now. We're in this sense of decluttering and letting go of our space. Hence this start fresh, clean slate, start from nothing, start from totally 0 point. Let go of the old judgments, let go of the manipulation, let go of that underlying sense of emotional abuse and loss, like you're never going to get yours, right? And then just drop the defenses. Open your eyes to these new cups that are being offered to you, and boldly venture into this new realm from that place of innocence, from that place of childlike wonder. And ultimately, this is the crowning card. This is the card that is really at the center of the reading. This is you, Pisces. You're full of life. You're full of material wealth and abundance. And this card is affirming it. You're like an infinite flower that just has this infinite power to keep on giving, right? The green, the heart space is really opening up. That's another element to this as well. I feel it's your heart space opening up, having healed a lot of these energies of greed, judgment, you know, negative judgment, emotional abuse, defense and attack energy, fighting and quarreling, which can be as much representative on the external planes as it can on the internal landscape. So when we're battling with ourselves, when we're battling with our own wisdom, when we're battling with our own, you know, sense of trust to move forward, these cards are saying you absolutely want to just kind of innocently move forward into these new beginnings and trust that all the resources you need to make it manifest and continue to move forward in this benevolent new phase of flowering your own consciousness from a 0 point, from a complete voidal reality. You've cleared the karma now, and all you have to do is move forward in faith. And just one more card from the Osho deck. Yeah, totally. You're coming out of this like this mental headspace. That's all the clarity there is. It's like basically come out of your head. And there's another 5 there. We'll leave that for now. So come out of your head and move from within your own innocent heart. That's your reading, Pisces. I hope that was useful to you guys. I have mega hot love vibrashe for you. And look forward to seeing you guys next month. Feel free to book a private one. All the information is in the description below. Love you guys. Peace out.